Businesses go hand in hand and can't have one without the other. So how can they work together to benefit everyone? Well, joining us now are two business professionals, Tom Kunz and Mark Boersma, and they wrote this book, Community Business Partnership, not only to help leaders in the community, but those who want to get started on their own plan. Welcome to the Morning Blend, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Yeah, great to have you guys. Now, I know, Tom, you were the past president of Century 21 International, and you actually were very instrumental in raising, what, over $100 million for Easter seals?
The brokers and agents of Century 21 domestically here in the United States over a 30-year period raised over $100 million to assist Easter seals. It's a great organization. And Mark and I have been working with them. You know, one of their biggest issues is autism, which affects 1 out of every 100 children.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that Mark and I, through the book, have been assisting and working with them around the country.
And autism is such a puzzling disorder for parents and doctors and everybody involved with education. I wonder how you think community-based organizations give back to businesses, and how it is that by working better together, it actually brings a lot of value to people in the community.
Well, it really kind of started because as a national sponsor of Easter seals, I got to attend, you know, they had a meeting for all their national sponsors, and while I was there, I got talking to some of the other national sponsors they had, and I saw immediately that there was some connections that some of the products and services they were using, our real estate offices and agents could have also taken advantage of, but they had never brought us together to discuss that. And so when Mark gave me a call and said, hey, we ought to, you know, what's your passion? And I told him, and we put this book together. I said, you know, there's really a need to make it a two-way street so that community organizations, charities, could help the people who contribute to them to understand how they could work together so that the revenues of the businesses that are contributing to these organizations would increase. And as their revenues increase, then most likely they're going to give more back to these organizations. And we've really had a pretty interesting response to that process as we've been around talking about it.
Well, and that's kind of your background too, is a lot of that speaking and such not. So I'm sure when you've gone out and done that, it's really helped you to be able to connect with people. How has the connection been received, and also how does it help create jobs in the community?
Well, it's interesting, you know, because of the economy. I mean, it puts a lot of additional pressure on families, relationships. You know, young people are having a hard time getting jobs, and so that creates a tremendous amount of stress. With the community business partnerships, the communities have access to so many different individuals and organizations. They're very networked, and when businesses give back to the community, and community says, how can we give back to businesses, it really creates a win-win, and then it opens up a lot of opportunities. I mean, we've helped young people all over the country. We've got a couple 15-year-old twins in Nashville that are starting 2 of their own companies. One's an iPhone application, and another is financial education within schools.
You've even helped an 11-year-old to start his own company, and he sells books and does some speaking too, right?
Yeah, he's an amazing young guy, and he's actually done keynote speaking addresses, and so kids don't have the fear of speaking like adults tend to. The kids, they'll get up and you give them some direction and they get up, and it really is inspirational for adults. Because they say, wow, if they can do that, I can do pretty much anything. So he's a fun guy.
That's neat.
Seems like that passion towards kids also may come from part of your own family, Mark, because you have, what, 7 kids?
7 children.
How has this partnership helped you raise your kids?
You know, it's
if it has at all?
It's interesting. It has. My oldest daughter is 20. My youngest son is 9. And so I have 3 boys and 4 girls. And so teaching them the values of hard work, teaching them, you know, you don't have to depend on other people to get a job. You can create your own job. You can have your own company. You can start it whenever you want from so many different places. And so it's helped build confidence. It's helped to be able to create connections. My 15-year-old daughter, she actually tried to commit suicide a year ago. And so she and I are actually co-authoring a book. And so when you have hope, you know, kids go through so many difficult things. And as a parent, you're just like, how am I supposed to handle all of that? And it really gives an outlet and some resources for parents. And so through a number of different Life Masteries Institutes, some other organizations, they've given me as a dad a lot of resources that help me with my kids. It's been amazing.
And one of the things you're working to do, because I think it's inspiring how much your focus is on young people and professionals, you're actually working to bring financial education and coaching, some of the things you talked about, into the schools. So not just come and get it, but you're actually going to them, right?
Well, it was interesting because I've had this idea for, geez, going back to late 80s. And we were literally sitting at a breakfast meeting. Everywhere we go, we always invite anybody to come and sit and have breakfast with us or dinner in the evening because we get the discussions going. And one of the gentlemen who had been working with Mark and I brought his twin sons, and we were sitting there talking, and we said, what are you looking to do? He said, well, we want to earn some money for the summer. And so I just threw this idea out, and he just jumped on it. And it was interesting because I have talked about this to a lot of adults, and they all go, yeah, it's a great idea, but this kid said, you know what, I can make this happen.
Yeah.
And he's going out and making it happen.
Good for him.
And he's actually drawing adults in to make it happen, so it's really
Fantastic.
amazing how it's all going together.
Great.
Should kids read the book?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's actually in each chapter there's an assignment for adults and then there's another separate assignment for kids, and so it's something that brings value and connection within families as well.
That's great. I think a lot of people are going to want some more information. Here's how you can order a copy of the book, or for people that are thinking about starting their own company, you can order the book from the website on your screen. That's communitybusinesspartners.com, or if you need help in your partnerships.com. Or if you need help in your personal or professional life, you can call the number on your screen and they will direct you to an organization that can help. That number is 888-230-2300. Again, 888-230-2300. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you very much.
Great stories.
Pleasure.